Hello, I have recently started actively trading intraday in the short term, something I haven't done in a while. I have experiences to share. You might have noticed something recent. Bitcoin has been growing. It spiked on October 16 due to fake news. It fell sharply, contrary to expectations of a further decline. In this confusion, some realigned for opening long positions. I just traded intraday. Despite the trend, I made good money from long trades. Those who follow me on Telegram and Instagram have seen this. I post live updates there more often than here. But let's discuss the medium and long term. What about the predictions of a $10,000 Bitcoin? What's up with altcoins? Have they bottomed out? And what can we expect in the near future? We see there is a trend. To discuss the evolution of this trend, I'll start with tomorrow on October 23, 2023, I will live stream on my YouTube channel to discuss my current positions. Unless I close them by then, I currently hold several positions. I'll talk about these positions later. If I close them, perhaps I'll do so during the live stream. We might even do some live trading. There, I'll also share my market opinion for tomorrow evening. I'll be answering your questions, so join us here on my YouTube channel. Subscribe if you haven't already and don't want to miss it. I'll look forward to seeing you. Let's start with Bitcoin trends. The surge, post the fake news, wasn't welcomed by many. Despite rumors of its acceptance, Bitcoin held up, which is key. It endured a sharp drop after growth. Nonetheless, it held above key levels on the daily time frame, including the 200th and 100th moving averages. The trend line was indeed breached, causing traders and bots to react accordingly. Everyone waited for a few days, kept a low profile despite trading volumes. They soon shifted to long trades following the first breakout, the first key level. This led to another round of growth. But what underpinned this? There was this bout of panic followed by a sharp decline, a sell-off. The main volumes were at the high, not at the peak around October 20. Someone sold large volumes here, which slowed the trend. Then it was breached. The tops kept trending but less aggressively, as did the bottoms. They were still ascending but not as much as before, hence the trend is rounding. It also appears like a wedge of a rounding trend. A wedge typically trades in the opposite direction of its formation. Interestingly, we have already breached this trend and the wedge. This venture has resulted in a bearish engulfing on normal volume. Till we reach the 50th moving average on the hourly clock, we're currently at the level. But consider that fundamentally, the level is breaking through, and there's essentially no place to fall, nothing to latch onto. The only nearest place is around 28,950, and it's uncertain whether it will hold. Plus, many have heavily invested here. Those not selling in steps when this level breaks will panic and sell, potentially affecting the price. Further suppression is possible, plus those who bulk bought in the market are probably averaging positions. They will also close in steps there or take to test this zone, possibly closing later at break-even or at a loss. Thus, there is fuel for a fall. The trend is curving in the short term. Even if we consider a long-term upward trend, a rollback seems likely. I don't see any potential for growth soon. Moreover, if we imagine a channel like this, we have already approached its upper edge. Moreover, during the day I traded all these movements, watched the alta move, traded the alta mostly at 15 minutes recently, seeing the strength of alts during this period. For example, Solana, a strong coin, presents a level breakdown and a rollback in form of a downtrend, right under the line. That's the only thing we stand with Bitcoin. At 50, here at the 15th minute, 200 supports. While we're bouncing off it, we're seeing something like a double bottom being formed. However, I don't think we'll get far with this. The throne was very strong, but look, today it isn't reacting at all, as it just kept growing on the line for 15 minutes. I traded all these movements, so today it's falling under the line, and it's one of the strongest coins. Observe how it looks today. Today's the first day within this pump when the market is quite weak. And all this is happening while Bitcoin is rounding off. I think that in the short term, in the days to come, we will witness a fall, at least an adjustment. We might even reach strong levels. This is in the short term where I don't see any growth, just weakness. But what happens in the medium term or the long term? The question remains, the alta is strong, a bottom is being drawn, perhaps a double bottom. Some coins already came out. Take the classic example. It didn't come out either, but it presented a very beautiful bottom. Monero came out yesterday. It has distinctive patterns compared to the market. But it has drawn a bottom, came out, corrected, retested, held, all very aesthetically pleasing. Litecoin didn't completely draw the bottom, but throughout the day it was also very strong, growing relentlessly under the ruler. It was dumped, by the way. It has returned now. Look at what has already drawn the bottom, like Dogecoin. It illustrated a type of double bottom and has already moved out of it. EOS has also depicted a double bottom, but it hasn't moved out yet. However, it has been testing the levels. Nothing has been done yet. Many other coins didn't get tested and didn't stay, but surprisingly they did. The market is strong indeed. The bottom is suddenly there, being one of the first coins to shoot. The Dash also couldn't stay above the double bottom, however it was tested and went a little lower. But still, Bitcoin Cash along with Bitcoin have been around for a long time. I marked the bottom, worked on it a few times, and it seems that here's ADA, a double bottom. The anchoring above of the bottom is very confident, and it should now take off vertically. Take off if the market it is strong and the strength is noticeable among alts. Trust him, he even on a day, it broke through the bottom and settled higher. So in the midterm, Alta has shown strength for the first time in the last 2.3 years. Yes, some hints of possible growth here. I'm still a holdover. It didn't quite work out, but now the market looks a lot fresher, stronger in terms of all than during this time. Many are already marking the bottom, someone has already drawn it. Some of the coins I'm showing have already surpassed the bottom level. Like a Solana, it still hasn't pulled through, but here the pattern is solid. It could be interpreted as an ascending wedge, which is primarily traded for a breakdown. But if you step back and look, let's say a normal chart is not logarithmic. Excellent soil for the bottom and further flight upward. That being said, you must pay attention to this. This is the first time in several years that a bottom could potentially form in the alt market. Keep your finger on the pulse. If Bitcoin suddenly switches to an upward trend, Alta will shoot to Today I am short, but these are just short-term shorts in general. I keep my finger on the pulse and monitor the coins throughout the day. I'm not just saying this. For several years I haven't done intraday trading as actively as now. As it is now, there's an obvious reason for this. I want to make a lot from the next growth cycle, which is possible. Initially, I was talking about the negative portion I see in the short term, but in the midterm, coin also marked the bottom, also got out of it. Let's exclude that it happened on fake news. Let's say we're looking only at the technique now. He broke through the moving average, we had a death cross, and he closed aggressively above the trend line and above the moving averages with a bullish engulfing. This has to be considered. Yes, if you look a bit more globally, a triple top. Right now, there's no particular strength, and this will be another downward trend. And if we fall in the short term and the buyer has no strength as we had, for example on fake news, then the market might fail and we might fall, but the first indications that the market is alive exist. You're thinking that Bitcoin was at $15,000. And I missed out. Now it's at 30. I will show you where we could be historically now. Imagine, it's 2020, and well, we might be somewhere over here. Yes, Bitcoin is no longer worth $5,000. It's worth 12. I missed a lot and didn't earn money, but after 12, he supplied many more EECs, and numerous coins from that point multiplied tenfold, some even 20-fold on alts. That's something you shouldn't miss. You need to stay alert. Everything can change at any moment. The first signs of strength are apparent. To sum it up, in the short term, I prioritize the short position, while in the medium term, I lean towards the long term. I'll observe the market's reaction to see if it will recuperate after a pullback. These are the thoughts I currently have. Just a reminder, tomorrow at 1900 Moscow time, I will host a live broadcast. I will decode the current situation for you and those who have followed. Until this point, there's a small opportunity to trade as I do, to have my trading style. If you're interested in learning how to trade profitably, or most importantly break even, you can sign up for my program that teaches break-even trading. The last time I conducted a stream was in May this year, and I don't hold training often, so this opportunity is quite unique. You can complete your application below. A seat will be reserved for you. Our team will get back to you, and I'll give guidance. Decide if it benefits you or not. The first introductory lessons for the participants started today, but you can still enroll. There are still slots open, and I believe there will be availability for a few more days. You haven't missed anything, as only the introductory materials were revealed today, but many have already signed up and are part of our online communities, in our groups. I am assembling this stream of training of all the participants into the communities I formed back in May. This way, you can interact with my previous students and evaluate their performance. I have detailed their progress on the website, not everyone's, but it's a compelling read for your reference. You can review it, look at the program, and then register for a place at whatever tariff suits you. I advise everyone to start with the minimum optimal tariff. This beginning tariff is tailored to those who are uncertain whether they want to participate in trading. From what I gather, anyone who's watched my channel up until now surely is interested in trading and wants to earn money. Sign up for the optimal tariff. At least it's only slightly pricier, but you will reap many more benefits. It is a comprehensive course. Starting is more for those who are still indecisive. There is also a premium tariff tailored for personal work or direct supervision with me on calls. Remember, the prices will enhance in a day and will finalize the last seats at increased prices. Let's embark on this journey together. Don't miss out on the live broadcast tomorrow. Good luck, and don't forget to subscribe.